Yo, what is up, everybody? What is up? Welcome back to the channel. You already know who it is, y'all. It's LT the God. And today I want to talk to y'all about the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Houston Rockets game last night, alright? Now, off the rip, man, I want to say shout out to the refs. You know what I'm saying? That second half was a bunch of BS. It was a lot of, wishy-washy stuff going on with the refs. But, in all seriousness, I want to give a big shout-out to Eric Gordon and Lou Williams. They played phenomenal last night. They dropped, Eric Gordon had 22, Lou Williams had 21 off the bench. And when you can get bench scoring like that, man, how great is it to have, some guys you can count on when you go to the bench to carry the load on offense for you, all right? Now, that's pretty much what Houston had going up against the OKC Thunder, man. Because I remember James Harden went to the bench. I think they were down. And I think Russ went to the bench too. And out of nowhere, the Houston Rockets bench was able to, bring the game close. Because I think Russ went to the bench. Well, they were up like OKC Thunder were up like 12. But as soon as he went to the bench, that lead just got, that lead disappeared, in other words. And it made me realize, like, yo, this team is really ass outside of Russell Westbrook. I mean, that was already, we already knew that. But, like, they don't have any guard play outside of Russ. Because Victor Oladipo hasn't been showing up. He's been playing like poop. And, I mean, you can't really count on any other guards on the team because they're not really all that good. So, ultimately, OKC lost the game, obviously. But the game was a lot closer than you guys would have thought. I mean, the Houston Rockets won by 4. But it don't even seem like they should have won, in all honesty, because OKC, they was dominating the first 3 quarters. Let's keep it real. They were dominating the first 3 quarters until, Russ went out in that third quarter, and that's when the Rockets came back, and that's when, all the fouls started happening. And along with that fourth quarter, Russ was playing like ass, bro. He played so terrible. I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to draw fouls because that's pretty much what James Harden was doing. It was working. But every time Russ tried to draw a foul, nothing would happen. He's over here going into the lane. Guys are bumping him. They knocking him off his shot. Nothing happens. He's pulling up in transition. Guys hitting him on the arm. Nothing's happening. So it's like, what do you want him to do? He's getting murdered out there, and he can't get a foul call to save his life. Now, James Harden himself, he finished with 35 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists. He shot 7 for 17. At one point in time, he shot, I think in the first half, he shot 2 for 9, right? But he had like 16 free throws, bro, to keep them in the game. I'm like, yeah, this is some BS. Houston's going to win this game. I can already tell by the way they're officiating this shit. This shit is sad, bro. This shit was so blatant. Like, they didn't even care, in all honesty. They were like, we gonna make it known that, we're trying to get James Harden a dub. And hopefully he's able to pull it off. Now, I already told you guys what the bench guys had for, the Houston Rockets, but Patrick Beverly once again contributing in major ways. He had 15.6 rebounds, 4 assists. And Patrick Beverly's been playing really good. He's been a good addition to that offense just because of his, he's been able to knock down shots and get to the lane and stuff like that. Ryan Anderson and Trevor Ariza, though, where you at, man? Ryan Anderson shot 1 for 8, 0 for 7 from the 3 ball, and Trevor Ariza shot 2 for 5. Like, OKC's doing a good job of limiting the 3 ball for Houston from their primary 3-point shooters. But man, they got to figure out what they're gonna do about their offense. Their offense is terrible. Like, they played good, like I said, for the first 3 quarters, but that fourth quarter they couldn't buy a bucket. They couldn't get to the free throw line. Nothing. And they out-rebounded the Rockets too by 11. Still couldn't get nothing going. But a lot of that happened in the first 3 quarters. Like the fourth quarter, I don't know what happened, but OKC just couldn't buy a bucket. But meanwhile, if you guys didn't hear already, Russ put up 51 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. Took an L, though. My man took 43 shots, only made 17, shooting 40%, which is terrible. But like I said, he was trying to draw fouls. If you guys watched the game, he was trying to draw fouls in that fourth quarter, and he just couldn't get to the line at all, which is why his shooting percentage is so shit. Because in the first 3 quarters, he shot efficient, bro. He was just lighting them up. But fourth quarter, he tried to draw fouls and couldn't get nothing going, and it was BS, in all honesty. But maybe that's my biasness showing. But man, it was a lot of BS going on in that fourth quarter, man. You just say that. But outside of Rush, you had 11 points from Victor Oladipo, 4-14 shooting. Andre Roberson contributed once again. He played pretty good. You know, he made some shots. He had 12 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. The man was just a menace on defense out there. He had James Harden on clamps for majority of the game. You know, other than when, you know, they tried to call some BS fouls and all that. He ended the game 6-12 shooting. But, Doug McDermott chipped in 11 points off the bench, along with Jeremy Graham chipping in. Oh, not Jeremy Graham. Jeremy Grant chipping in 9 points and 5 rebounds off the bench. But, yo, I got to talk to 2 people right now, all right? Well, 3. Victor Oladipo, bro. You're still playing like shit. I get the first game was your very first playoff game, but you're still playing like shit, okay? If you're not going to shoot the ball well, pass it or something. Make some plays. You know, play good. Well, you have been playing good defense. I give you that. But you got to start either knocking down shots or taking it to the rack, because your shooting percentage is poop right now, okay? Now, next on my list, Steven Adams. Bruh, you only had 7 rebounds. How do you manage to do that when you play 27 minutes? You played 27 minutes and only got 7 rebounds. Granted, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He was in foul trouble a lot of the game, because when he was in, he was a beast. But he was in foul trouble a lot of the game, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. But you got to stop hacking, bro. You have got to stop hacking. Oh, and last but not least, Enes Kanter. Boy, your defense is so terrible. All they want to do is ISO you every time you're on the floor. If you want to be on the floor, you got to get your defense up, man. Your defense is terrible. You need to spend the whole summer losing weight and getting better at defense. Because as of right now, your defense is poop, man. And we can't even play you. Excuse me. The Thunder can't even play you because your defense is so suspect. All right. And along with that, you need to learn how to pass out of the post, because a lot of the times teams, they know what you want to do. And when you post up, they're going to double team you. You have to find the open man. You have to practice this summer. I'm going to tell you this right now. The series is already over, all right? The Oklahoma City Thunder are not going to win this series. So you already need to start thinking about, okay, how can I get better over the summer? Because you haven't shown any improvements. You're still the same post player, trash-ass defense, having-ass big. I mean, you rebound good, but you can't block shots because you can't jump. Like, come on, bro. You got to improve, man. They paying you all this money. You got to improve. But, yeah. I mean, shout out to OKC. They did change the defense. They didn't switch everything. I knew they would change the defense, though. I expected it. But we got to figure out, or they got to figure out, Game 3, what can they do to score more, okay? Because the defense is not the problem. It's the scoring. They just cannot score. All right, but let me throw some percentages out at y'all real quick before I go. The Houston Rockets shot 49% from the field, 38% from 3, and they shot 76% from the free throw line. They shot 37 free throws, though. Majority of those coming from James Harden. All right, OKC on the other hand, they shot 41% from the field, 23% from the three-point line, 86% from the free throw line. They shot 28 free throws. All right, and before I go, one last thing, I swear to God. Billy Donovan. Why did Taj Gibson only get 21 minutes, my good man? His defense was stout. When he was in, he was a plus. And you didn't give him enough minutes, man. He was rebounding. He was in the paint like a beast. He was scoring. I mean, he had 8.5 rebounds, but his presence was there, man. And you take him out of the game, and you know, the Houston Rockets just go bananas. All right. I don't get it. I really don't. But, yo, that's it for me. If you're new to the channel, hit the sub button. Subscribe to the channel. You know, it's always appreciated. All you newcomers coming through, you know, showing love and support for the boy. And if you stuck around this long, hit the like button as well. You know, I'm very appreciative of those who, you know, do good things for me as I do good things in return. So, you know, hit the like button and support. You know, I'll always be gracious towards you. And if you guys could, comment below what y'all think about this game too. Like, did y'all feel like the refs were just handing Houston free throws down the stretch? I felt that way. I think they were just giving James Harden all sorts of free throws just because of his name. Like, every time he went to the rack, it was a foul. In all honesty, okay? But yeah, y'all, comment below what y'all think of the game and what y'all expect from Game 3. All right? Billy Donovan got to figure out some new offense for this team. We got to get Russ either some easier shots or get these other guys involved some way, because a lot of times these guys are just sitting around waiting for Russ to do something, and he has really no option but to take it to the rim and shoot. But hey, that's enough of me talking, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video, alright? Peace.